Welcome to another edition of QTM Talks. This is Ali Gabriel, Sales Manager of Qatar Travel Mart Exhibition. Hospitality is an industry full of passion, inspiration, and light. These characteristics are the reason why one of the world's oldest industries survived several crises. Today, we would like to welcome Mr. AliAhmed, the General Manager of Simaisma Resort, to discuss further the hospitality's current strategies on survival and its attitude towards recovery. How are you, Mr. Ali?
All's good? Thank you very much. It's good to be with you, Ali. It's a pleasure. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you. It's actually also an opportunity for us to have you on board. Mr. Ali, could you please give us a brief introduction about Simaisma Resort?
Well, Simaisma Resort was officially opened in February 2016. The resort is under the management of Murwab Hotels and Resorts Group, the Qatar Hospitality.
Yeah.
The hotel is having 52 authentically designed villas, 3 main outlets, luxurious spa and fitness center. We have a beach access with the water sports activities, some kids playground. Our villas are well equipped with, most of it had a private, we have a kitchen. Some of them have private pools.
Okay.
We have basically 2, 3, and 4 bedroom villas. One of the main advantage for our resort is privacy. Our villas has a private pool with full complete privacy for our customers. The Simaisma Resort is an exclusive getaway for families. It is a family-oriented resort respecting local values and interests. And this is where most of our clients are. It's a family-oriented resort.
Amazing, amazing. How do you describe the current state of hospitality and tourism? We're talking here locally and internationally.
We all know this is really a tough time for everyone, for this business overall, especially hospitality, with all these restrictions and limitation on traveling, staying in a hotel, all these health and hygiene issues. However, we always see an opportunity, or always rely on each tough time or each difficult times. The opportunity here, which you can see in our, for instance, for our resorts and most of the resorts in Doha, that with all this limitation on traveling, we have a big opportunity with the local customers, with the local Qatari guests and residents, where they definitely, all of them, they're looking for a getaway or like a staycation within Doha. And I can tell you the truth, we are seeing an increased demand since the past few weeks, where we can see the occupancy is rising up every day. I believe this is a great opportunity for most of the resorts in Doha.
Yeah.
I'm sure this is gonna, with time, is gonna help and improve also the rest of the different type of hotels in the city.
Yeah.
With lifting the precautions. However, it's I can say it's gradually picking up, and for sure it's continuing.
Okay. Well, basically, we all know that Qatar had like restrictions, and most of the countries worldwide like had a lot of restrictions. So, what are the impact of restrictions on Simaisma specifically?
At the resort, of course, the guests, basically your clientele, they're looking for a time to spend with the family. They're looking for the recreation activity. They're looking to use the beach. They're looking to use the public swimming pools. They're looking to experience different dining options. So there have been a limitation on all of this. So definitely there was a great impact on recreation facilities. Overall, you cannot use the beach. And you cannot use the pool, you cannot go to have a group gathering. So there was a big impact in those areas. We can say, as I said, there is always an opportunity. It gives us, we have to think of alternative ways to provide the services. For instance, focusing on a takeaway food, or focusing for in-villa dining or room service, as we describe it, or focusing on providing services. You can do it by yourself, the customer, you do it by yourself inside your villa or your room. We in Simaisma here, we can provide a barbecue. You can make we prepare the food for you, and you can cook it by yourself. You do your barbecue in your private garden and or private pool area. So that's our approach to the situation.
Okay. And what are the current actually recovery plans now, specifically that the restrictions are slowly being lifted?
I mean, here in Simaisma, as I said, it's well, like the design and the layout of the resort, it helps us a lot. In particular, of the location of the villa is all separate villa. There is no major interaction between clients. You don't have to use elevators. You don't have to walk in groups in certain areas. So we worked on that. We worked on that. We provide the most important thing for our clients now is to make sure and to be confident that we are providing the highest hygiene and safety standards, which we are working very strictly following all the precautions come from the government. In particular, I'm sure that you are aware of the Qatar program, which was introduced and initiated by the QNTC with Ministry of Health. And we are definitely following all these precautions, which again, the guests, when they step into the hotel, they see that we are providing enough safety measures, and they feel confident staying in the resort where we provide all these kind of measures. And like once you enter the hotel, you see the signages at the lobby, at the reception, at the we don't scare you, but we want you to be well informed and aware of what's going on.
Of course. And what would be the learnings actually you want to impart to our audience amid this pandemic?
Yeah, I think the main thing is we all need to to understand always to be ready with always a plan B. For instance, as we talked about the food and beverage services, I mean, the biggest impact was in the food and restaurants were closed. You cannot have a public gathering. You cannot have. What we started looking into, we gather as a team, we brainstorm. As I said, I mentioned earlier, we provide those private dinners in the villa. I mean, luckily we have in our villas, we have the kitchen, we provide the food, the raw materials to the guests, and we give them some recipes how to cook their meal. We provide the ready-made skewer for barbecue. You can do your own barbecue in the villa. So those were like ideas which make the guests feel that they are not really disconnected from this environment of having food outside. Again, we introduce also the some games to do. We call table games for the family to do it in the villa. We introduce some sort of exercising indoor in the garden, a private garden. We allow them also the opportunity to walk in the resort while abiding by the safety and social distancing rules. So this was some learning from this situation.
Amazing. We all actually need certification in this period, like being.
Yeah, true.
Okay, what are you actually looking forward to have at Qatar Travel Mart? What are you expecting from Qatar Travel Mart?
I believe this is going to be a big opportunity, especially after this tough time for all of us. It's an opportunity to meet all business partners, in particular the travel agencies, the airlines, the other hoteliers, and it's going to be also an exposure for us as a resort. The resort is really well known among the locals here and residents, and I believe this also will help us to introduce our resort internationally for the international travelers. It's a bigger, I say, platform for all of us to show our facilities and services.
Hopefully. Well, Mr. Ali, I really am so thankful for the valuable insights that you have shared with us today. We are pleased, of course, to have you with us, and we will definitely be so pleased to have you on board at Qatar Travel Mart as well with us, as of course, pride for us. Would you like to add anything from your side?
Again, I would like to thank you, Ali. Personally, I would like to thank you giving us the opportunity to speak to you, and we are here to welcome you and welcome our guests and customers in Doha. It's a great place to be in. It's only 20 minutes away from Doha, so looking forward to seeing you all here in Simaisma.
Amazing. We will definitely do so for at least a short vacation. Thank you, Mr.
Hopefully,
Ahmed.
looking forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for joining us in today's edition of QTM Talks. We will see you next time for another round of updated and important conversations.